What happens when an actor agrees to a role because a close friend asked them to, only to discover that the script includes a scene they never expected? Rosie O'Donnell recently revealed that she found filming one particular scene with Cynthia Nixon far more nerve-wracking than she ever imagined. And the surprising part is that Rosie says she agreed to the role before she even knew exactly what was coming. Rosie joined the third season of And Just Like That as Sister Mary, a nun whose storyline takes an unexpected turn after meeting Cynthia Nixon's Miranda Hobbs. But behind the scenes, Rosie was dealing with a completely different kind of challenge. During her August 11 appearance on Amy Poehler's Good Hang podcast, she opened up about what it was really like filming an intimate scene with someone she already knew and respected. The whole thing started with a phone call from Cynthia Nixon. Rosie explained that Cynthia reached out to her and said that Michael Patrick King had written a part specifically for her. Rosie didn't hesitate. Because she already loved and respected Cynthia, her immediate reaction was essentially, of course. She was ready to do it. There was just one problem. She hadn't actually read the script yet. Once Rosie finally saw what the scene involved, her confidence disappeared pretty quickly. She realized the role would require her and Cynthia to film a very intimate moment together, including a scene where the characters appear to have just been intimate. For Rosie, that was where the nerves really kicked in. She explained that the kissing itself wasn't necessarily the difficult part. What made her uncomfortable was having to lie in bed and convincingly behave as though the characters had just been through a romantic encounter. Rosie openly admitted that she can be a little immature when it comes to that kind of situation. And Amy Poehler actually pushed back on the idea that this made Rosie immature. Poehler pointed out that intimate scenes are a genuine acting skill. Performers have to make something feel natural while knowing that cameras, crew members, and an entire production team are watching. Rosie agreed with her, admitting that it really is a skill. That realization makes the story even more interesting. Rosie wasn't saying she disliked Cynthia or regretted working with her. In fact, the opposite seems to be true. Her nerves came partly from the fact that Cynthia was someone she genuinely cared about and admired. And this wasn't Rosie's first experience with an intimate scene. She revealed that the only other one she had filmed during her career was with the late actor Julian McMahon while appearing on Nip/Tuck. But even with that previous experience, Rosie still found herself nervous when it came time to work opposite Cynthia. Things became even more awkward when Michael Patrick King encouraged the two actresses to take the scene a little further. Rosie's reaction was basically that she couldn't imagine doing much more. Her comments turned what could have been a routine behind-the-scenes story into something much more relatable. Even experienced performers can feel completely uncomfortable when a scene pushes them outside their comfort zone. But there was another reason this particular casting mattered. Rosie's appearance on And Just Like That had reportedly been years in the making. Cynthia Nixon previously revealed that Michael Patrick King had tried to find a role for Rosie across multiple seasons, but the right opportunity never came together. This time, however, the idea finally clicked. Cynthia was apparently so excited about the possibility that she personally reached out to Rosie and helped get the conversation started. And the role itself was anything but ordinary. Rosie played Sister Mary, a nun whose storyline takes her into a very unexpected chapter of her life. That unusual premise gave the show a reason to bring Rosie into its world, while also creating an entirely different dynamic for Miranda. Cynthia later made it clear that Rosie's performance turned out to be much more than a funny cameo. She praised Rosie for bringing humor to the character, while also giving her a sincerity and emotional openness that production hadn't necessarily expected. That praise is important because it changes the way we look at Rosie's story. The scene may have been uncomfortable for her to film, but professionally, she appears to have embraced the challenge. And Rosie had plenty of praise for Cynthia too. During the podcast, she spoke extremely highly of her longtime friend, describing Cynthia as the real deal and emphasizing her talent, principles, and dedication to the people she loves. Rosie clearly has enormous respect for her, which makes her decision to take on the role even easier to understand. So while the headline may focus on Rosie calling the experience horrifying, the bigger story is actually much warmer. She wasn't describing some behind-the-scenes feud or major production disaster. She was describing the awkward reality of acting outside your comfort zone, especially when the person sharing the scene with you is someone you already know well. And perhaps that's what makes the story so entertaining. Rosie agreed to the role because Cynthia asked her. Then she opened the script and realized she had signed up for something much more uncomfortable than expected. Yet she still showed up, did the scene, and became part of the final season of one of television's most recognizable franchises. Sometimes the scenes actors find hardest to film are the ones that create the most memorable stories afterward. And in Rosie O'Donnell's case, what felt incredibly awkward behind the scenes became one of the most talked about parts of her, and just like that, experience.